Alright, what's up ladies and gentlemen? This is, of course, your broadcaster, HD StarCraft. How are you guys all doing today? I've had a great weekend, and I'm coming back at you guys with some more StarCraft 2, this time Heart of the Swarm broadcasting, and I'm going to be bringing to you guys a Zerg player all the way from France. He is in the bottom left-hand corner of the map Daybreak, and his name is DaLoze, D-A-L-O-Z-E. And he's going to have a very tough opponent today because his opponent is in the top right-hand corner, and his name is, of course, WhiteRa. So it's going to be a Zerg versus Protoss, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are ready for this. And I just wanted to see how you guys have been doing all over the weekend. I've been gone a little bit. I know MLG was going on during the weekend as well, so I'm sure most of you guys were watching that. And I know that the Hurricane Sandy has subsided by now, but, you know, so much damage has been done to the East Coast and whatnot. I hope you guys are all okay. Before the weekend started, I went ahead and uploaded as many videos as I could, so if you guys haven't checked it out yet, make sure to, you know, go ahead and see that. And let's go ahead and get right back into some more Heart of the Swarm games. The latest patch, obviously, for StarCraft 2, I made like 10 videos about that. New music, new abilities, obviously, for Protoss to play around with. They have the Oracle now, which is basically like a Void Ray that does, well, way more damage than normal Void Ray. And in combination with a lot of Oracles, you can actually fly into somebody's base and just snipe out really big buildings very, very quickly. I've seen it happen quite a few times now. And that's something that you have to be very careful about now against Protoss. I've been seeing a lot of Oracle usage. Looks like we do have some unbuildable plates here, kind of similar to the Rock versus Protoss scenario, but at least on this map they are placed at the proper positioning, which is over here in the inside corner. So WhiteRa will go ahead and say, Rock versus Protoss today, it is not super effective. So he's going to go ahead and throw a Forge at the front door, and Overlord is now coming inside just to speculate on what is going on. You know what, the Overlords, they have so many eyes. They have 8 eyes in total. I guess that qualifies them to be a super arachnid. And you know, they can see everything, man. Flying in here, can see the right, the left, the north. They could probably even see behind them. They need to to complete the Overlord. Could probably need to put an eye in the back as well. Maybe, I think they get that when they become an Overseer, right? And let's see here. It looks like DaLoze is coming down with a couple of Zerglings. WhiteRa is just going to run away with that probe for now, and it looks like we have a setup here for a macro game with both players expanding pretty quickly. Given that Protoss grabs a Nexus this early on, you know, Forge into Nexus, DaLoze is probably, you know, going to try to go for that third hatchery pretty quickly here, and he's mentioning that he's not going to go for Infestors this game just because they're OP. And WhiteRa is saying, no, not really, because this is Heart of the Swarm, and they're not actually as OP as they were before. And I can agree with that, because you guys might be thinking, well, that doesn't seem to make sense. They didn't get nerfed or anything like that. But the raw truth is that Protoss now aren't as scared of Infestors as they were before, because the Zerg has other, you know, possibilities they can play. They can go Swarm Host. The Vipers are pretty deadly effective with their Binding Cloud. And on top of that, you know, a lot of Protoss, they can obviously just play a different play style that makes it so that the Infestors aren't nearly as strong. You know, one of the things that you can do is just go Tempest. And Tempest with a mega long range, not very scared of Infestors, to be quite honest. Well, we'll see what WhiteRa goes for. Right now it looks like he's got just one gas. No, that is a third gas coming up. I didn't notice that they actually moved the game clock over to the right-hand side here in Heart of the Storm. That's a new update. You guys will notice the UI in the bottom right is kind of different as well. It shows my local time and everything. 11:41 a.m. HD is actually up during normal times right now. That is right. I tried to reset my schedule. And let's see what WhiteRa's going here for. He's got a Stargate coming up. And of course now Protoss has a lot of possibilities opening up with the Stargate. They can, you know, before they had Phoenix and Void Ray, but now they've got Phoenix, Void Ray, Tempest, and Oracle. So they've really got quite a few options that they can, you know, choose to play with. And of course, don't forget about the Mothership Core. Zealot now making its way over to the Queen. A Queen and a Zealot duking it out here. Mortal combat, they say. And the Queen is now going to back up and use her drones to fight for herself. Or to fight for her, I should say. And along with one Zergling, we'll be able to make the defense. So DaLoze, good hold right there. Didn't lose anything and didn't reveal much either to WhiteRa. usually as Protoss you want to move out with a Zealot and a Stalker just to make sure you can deal with a single Queen. So this Stalker now won't have the melee backup, a meat shield in front of it, but he is going to try to snipe out the Queen, WhiteRa will, and he will be able to do so. So that pays off for itself. You know, now you look at it from a cost analysis standpoint, and it was a Zealot 100 minerals versus a Queen 150, and a Queen is infinitely more valuable because of Inject Larva and Creep Tumor spreading. The Stalker just has to make it back home, and then I guess we've got a pretty nice cost-efficient win right there for WhiteRa, and it looks like he will be able to, as a Zergling spread away. One Overlord here at the natural is being herded out right now, and it looks like it will go down. And did the Overlord see the actual Stargate? That's important right now. It doesn't look like the Stargate was spotted, but one of the... Wow, double Stargate from WhiteRa. But one of the Stargates was spotted as it was morphing in. And at this point, WhiteRa's going mass Oracle. He's got 3 Oracles right now, and don't forget the Pulsar Beam. It's like I said, it's an activatable ability, but you pretty much just want to leave it on autocast, and it gives them the ability to just laser down buildings with incredible speed. Now these Oracles are flying across the map. That Zergling from DaLoze will see that, and we will see what these Oracles go for. Now remember, the Oracles cannot hit actual units, they can only hit structures. And I like the backup that WhiteRa's got coming for this Oracle squad as well. He's got Phoenixes and his Mothership Core as well. So there we go, takes off one of the Overlords. Let's see if WhiteRa can get in here and do any damage. A couple of Queens hiding inside the main base, just waiting to intercept this air fleet. This is a very scary force. You guys might not think it's that strong, but I'm telling you, those Oracles are super deadly. They're much more powerful than the Void Rays when it comes to killing off structures, and you guys are about to witness the true firepower of the Oracle, and look how fast that Evo Chamber is falling. WhiteRa also lifting up the Queen so that they cannot defend the Evo Chamber. One of the Evos goes down along with the upgrades, and now going for the secondary Evo Chamber, researching +1 missile. And DaLoze in a lot of trouble here, is going to lose a second Evo Chamber, has also lost a couple of Queens as well. WhiteRa making use of the new units here available in the latest patch of Heart of the Swarm, but one of the Oracles did fall. In fact, I guess 2 of the Oracles fell. And remember, this does cost the Oracle energy as it's channeling the Pulsar Beam. But to kill off a couple of Evo Chambers there and limit the Zerg's upgrades, I think is well worth it, not to mention the Queens he's killed. And because the Queens were so focused on taking out the Oracles, all of the Phoenix remain alive. But DaLoze is just saying, well, alright, you can kill off my Evo Chambers, but I'm just going to keep droning because I see your army now, and you don't have an actual army that can kill off real units. And if that's the case, then I'm just going to sit back and drone up and make, I guess, Corruptors. So he's got Corruptors on the way right now, and Corruptors are very good against Phoenix and Oracles. Now look at this now, WhiteRa's coming in with the Mothership Core, and he has killed off a couple of Queens already, now going for the Spore Crawler. And that Spore Crawler is going to fall oh so quickly. Extractor goes down. Now the damage is really starting to rack up, and DaLoze could be in trouble here. WhiteRa being so creative, but the Corruptors have come out. Now it's down to Phoenix versus Corruptors, and Phoenixes aren't very good against these types of units. And of course the Corruptors from DaLoze not focusing down the Oracles, actually going down for Phoenix first. He doesn't want to deal with the Oracle because he knows the layer has a lot of HP and he's got time. And more Corruptors are coming out right now, so this isn't this is a crazy battle, but we have more Oracles coming in, and the Mothership Core recalls the units out of there, but it wasn't able to get the Oracles. However, that is okay, of course, because Oracles are extremely fast, and they can make it out of there on their own engine power. And WhiteRa, with a very innovative opening, actually does some pretty good damage inside the Zerg main base. I think the most critical thing here is he's limited the ground upgrades for DaLoze. He's still on 1-1. And of course he's forced DaLoze to make all of these Corruptors, which they are very good. The death line from the Oracle. They are very good against Protoss Air. But the problem here is if WhiteRa were to make a switch into ground troops, I'm not sure if DaLoze would have enough ground to deal with that. Plus his upgrades are very, very far behind. And WhiteRa is making good use of the mobility of the Phoenix here to go around the map and pick off drones at the extraneous expansions, and so far doing a pretty damn good job of that. One of the new Zerg beats there going on in the background. We have Tempest coming out from WhiteRa as well. He has gone full Sky Toss build here. And in turn has forced the Zerg player to go full Sky Zerg as well, if you will. And now look at this, a couple of Zerglings. In fact, a lot of Zerglings going for a snipe on this Nexus. And it looks like DaLoze at the last second decides to pull away because his lair is taking serious damage. And will the lair actually fall? It will. WhiteRa gets the kill with 3 oracles. And which one of these oracles actually got that kill? It doesn't show kills on the oracle. Interesting. I guess since it doesn't have a real attack and it's an energy-based attack, it shouldn't qualify as a kill. What is going on here? Oh, the Tempest getting caught in the middle. And WhiteRa with a small mistake there. But overall, it's a very close game right now. 127 supply, under 168. More importantly, WhiteRa has been able to keep this third Nexus alive. DaLoze has a bunch of crawlers, and that's very smart. He knows that his ground army, not quite up to par, because he's had to make so many corruptors. His upgrade's only at 1-1, and so he's supplemented his ground with some defense buildings, and that is extremely intelligent from DaLoze. We do have a fleet of oracles. That's right, guys. You never would have thought the oracles would be a scary unit, but damn it, they are. And 4 of them now flying in towards this hatchery. This hatchery could just go down. And look at how much damage the oracles put out. That's 20 damage a second, 25 damage a second. And now the corruptor's coming in. Will they be able to make the save? Wow, 55 HP. And that meant 1 more second, maybe 2 more seconds. And that hatchery would have gone down. So that was pretty much as clutch as they come. And WhiteRa taking a gamble there. Didn't pay off, but the structure is very, very weakened right now. And if you were to send a couple of zealots there, I'm sure he could take it down quite quickly. WhiteRa back at home still hasn't really made a full transition into ground, despite him having a lot of gateways here. He's kind of just mixing it up in between air and ground. At 148 supply, 154 under 183. But I feel like WhiteRa now is on the back foot. Look at how many hatcheries the Zerg has got. And he's making the infestors too. Remember, he did say at the beginning, I'm not going to make them because they're too OP, and WhiteRa encouraged him to go ahead and produce some of those units, and we can see them now coming out on the field. It's just a flock of corruptors overhead as well, all of them trying to fight for real estate in the air. And this hatchery is almost unpenetrable right now. This is Fort Knox, if you will. And DaLoze is never going to lose that. And look at this, we have a drop from DaLoze coming in with a bunch of overlords. Is going to drop a lot of roaches and zerglings here, and now WhiteRa, will he have enough ground troops to fend this off? He's also bringing his Sky Army in to deal with the overlords. I don't think this drop is really going to do much, but it is a distraction for the Infestor squad and the Corruptors to come in for a snipe. And we'll see if WhiteRa is going to be able to hold on here from the north and from the south. Infestors now shooting out Infested Terrans. DaLoze hoping to take out this Nexus that is coming up at the middle. And it looks like he will be able to do forcing the cancel against WhiteRa. All the Overlords also, at least most of them, making it back home to safety. On the upgrade tab, tons of different types of units coming out. We have Hydralisks on the way from the Zerg player. Does he have Hydra move speed? Not yet. He's also getting Neural Parasite, interestingly enough, which isn't a bad idea because we have carriers coming out. Although, if you Neural Parasite a carrier, do you also grab the interceptors that are under that carrier's control? I'm not sure. I've never actually seen that, so that's an interesting thought experiment, which we might actually get to see happen here in this game. WhiteRa has completely stuck it true with the Protoss Air Army, really trying to make this work. Now researching Protoss Air Weapons level 2, and actually has gotten right back in this game. He deflected the drop at the north. He did have to cancel the Nexus here, but he's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 5 bases in the next minute or so. That production tab from the Zerg player is going all the way across my screen right now. It's made it almost to the half-yard mark. We do have a Nidus network coming up from the Zerg player, so DaLoze could be looking to make some Hydra Nidus action happen here. But he doesn't really have enough sight on the map. I doubt he'll be able to knight us into the main with the Phoenix and the photon cannons there. I do feel like the composition from the Protoss player WhiteRa might not be good enough to deal with mass Hydralisks from the Zerg player. And in fact, how many Hydras do we have out on the map? 28 Hydralisks. I'm not sure where they are. They might be inside the Nidus Worm, and this drop could be used as a distraction for the Zerg player to either launch a Nidus under the Overlords, or for DaLoze to get it somewhere else. No, he's going to drop it inside the main here. And now WhiteRa knows the trouble he's in. He's got to get rid of this Nidus Worm that's coming up. And I think the worm is going to happen. Oh, the carrier now shooting the interceptors. And that Nidus Worm was merely seconds away from launching an all-out invasion into WhiteRa's main base. So he held that off just barely. Another clutch moment there. And DaLoze is now preparing to make his way through the middle of the map. Corruptor Broodlord is the final evolution here for the Zerg player. WhiteRa will need to get a mothership out, and he's got one coming right now. He knows he doesn't have it quite yet. It's morphing right here next to the Nexus. He's desperately warping in photon cannons because he knows he's in some trouble. Oh, we have another Nidus Worm coming up. That ping on the map, so nice now. New update to spectators in Heart of the Swarm, but yeah, DaLoze is coming in with another Nidus. WhiteRa has 3 photon cannons here, but that's a pretty measly defense. Another Infestor hit squad here. Lots of infested Terrans coming out from DaLoze. And that carrier is going down. Never even had a chance at life. Now the carrier brothers coming in to defend their Stargate home, but the Hydras are attacking down in the bottom right-hand corner, and WhiteRa's emergency moving his units down there to help defend. But he's got to worry about these Corruptors. He is going to be able to push these away, but the Nexus goes down. Too much Hydralisk firepower here from DaLoze, and WhiteRa says, screw it, I'm going to attack. I've got a huge Protoss army, and that he does. Both players bank. Not the highest. A lot of gas, but not that much minerals. And the fungal comes out on the carriers, but the mothership comes into cloak. Overseers coming in. There are only 2 Overseers here should they go down. I'm not sure how DaLoze will be able to combat this army. That Overseer is just staying alive, and it finally goes down, but there are Spore Crawlers as well. Meanwhile, Hydra's attacking through the backside. Will be able to kill off a Nexus, and WhiteRa has to retreat. He can't attack into this wall of Spine and Spore. It's too much to ask for WhiteRa, and in the back, he's losing critical buildings and units. And whoa, we have a Vortex and Infested Terrans coming in there saying what's up. I wonder what's gonna happen when this Vortex comes out. How many units are stuck in here? Oh, okay, nothing. All right, just some Corruptors, and I guess WhiteRa did that so that he could flee the scene and keep some of his forces alive, but that attack went really, really well for DaLoze. If you recall, both armies traded pretty evenly, but more importantly, DaLoze killed off one Nexus here, and he killed off the Pocket Nexus here. And WhiteRa says, I know I have to get a hatchery down now, but does he have enough to do so? He loses the mothership so quickly. Now he's got to deal with these Corruptors without the help of Cloak or Vortex. And the carriers are corrupted, so they take additional damage, and WhiteRa calls GG. DaLoze takes a victory here in Heart of the Swarm against WhiteRa. Beautiful, beautiful game, and a 26-minute brawl to find out who's going to win this match. And that was an excellent matchup. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, check me out on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at HD StarCraft. I, of course, have more videos coming out for you guys in the next cast, so stay tuned. And I'll see you guys later. This is HD, signing out.